Alright guys, so we're at the property right now. Actually, let me pan this. We got up here and roosted birds. I got a Snapchat video that I saved of actually seeing them. Wind died down and we decided to come back in and roost them. Well, there's one of the strutters right now putting on a strut show on the roost. Right where we were hoping. Hopefully the other Tom's close to him, so we know where we gotta be in the morning. Let's go. Well, we got in tight. Actually, way too tight. There was the one Tom we put to bed. He didn't gobble this morning. And we did hear, what was it, 2, 3 Toms?
Yeah.
There's one down back, and then there was 2 close together. So we were trying to figure out if we should sneak up through the top or park down on the power lines, walk down through, and actually come up through the backside. And that's what we ended up doing, and worked our way up the back. Well, as the sun started to break, we got in here. Well, we were here before 4.
Yeah. Way before 4.
No, I think it was like 3:45 we got here. We got here early because we'd rather be early than late when we know where birds are. We think the one that we actually watched strut and go to bed, we think he tree hopped. There's 20-mile-an-hour winds up till midnight, so then it calmed out. So we got in here dark and early, and as it's starting to lighten up, I was literally just told Hawk, if they don't gobble in 5-10 minutes, I'm gonna hoot. Because I don't like, if I know where birds are, I don't want to talk first. I want to let them talk. I don't want them to gobble very much. Well, I go to adjust my setup and make sure I'm comfy. Hawk was already set. And I just happened to get a glance of this big butterball up in a tree. What was it, 40 yards, 50 yards?
Yeah, if that.
I would say probably pushing 50.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, I'm like, dude, we got a Tom right in front of us. And that first gobble, oh my God. He said he felt it shake his heart. Like, it made me jump because, I wasn't sure if it was a Tom. It was pretty dark yet. But he started hammering, and I didn't say anything. And once it started to lighten up, I saw a second bird on the back side of him. I couldn't tell if it was a hen or a Tom. It was a big bird. So we were thinking maybe the 2 Toms had tree hopped over into the corner because they weren't far from where we saw the one. And then I tree talked, which I don't like being that close to a Tom on the roost. He fired right up and I shut up. And, it got to where they should have flew down. He was still up there strutting away. He must have strutted 100 sometimes.
Oh yeah.
And he was strutting away, gobbling like crazy. And once we found out that was a hen. The second bird was a hen, way too late. I saw him, he went to pitch early because we had the strutter and with the reel fan and white head and the submissive hen. And he was strutting right at it. He was gobbling to it. He was pissed. And he went to pitch early, like when they should have. Then he almost fell out of the tree and started looking back. And that's when I started to wonder if that was a hen to his back left. Well, it turns out it was. As soon as she pitched off, at what? It was like 6:30 when they finally got out of the tree.
It was late, yeah.
It was probably an hour after when they usually pitch off. Maybe not an hour, but I mean, it was light out. And she pitched off, he turned around, and I saw him go to pitch to her, so I cut and, tried to get him to stop. He did stop, but the tree he was set in, he was almost like this, and he couldn't turn back around because he was trying to turn, and if we could just get him to, pitch down to us. Well, he didn't. He pitched to her, and she walked him off to the other property, but he gobbled all the way down, and every time we called, he gobbled. But, to get that close, I mean, we could have shot him out of the tree, but that's illegal, and that's not what hunting's about. You want to outsmart them. To get that close and get shot down sucks, especially after Kentucky, but, what are you going to do? So we left, got my lookout hen, so figured we were going to run and gun. Well, we set up back on the ridge, and what was it, 10:30?
Yeah. about that.
About 10:30, the tom that seems to do it every year, but you can never get him, fires up right behind us. And our setup was not set up for them to be up on top of the ridge. We had the lookout hen to our front left. We had the strutter and submissive hen again. We had them to our front right, so we had a good spread. You know, thinking they were going to work up off this field where that one tom went. Well, no, he came up, did what he usually does, but you can never get this bird. I don't know. He acknowledged every call we had. And then finally I just shut up on him. And we're walking out, 11:55, we're walking up this road right here. We get to about down by that snowmobile trailer. Let me get out of the way. And he fires up over on the ridge, working to where we were. We'll see. I got some good footage of, well, I couldn't get the tact cam on until he pitched off because, like I said, this bird was right there. He was looking, he was searching. You know, we couldn't get it, but I did get him as he was working away, and I was trying to get that hen to come back, but she didn't want none of it. But he did.